Oh, you're there, welcome back. Now while I take the handle off this CraftABrew butterfly valve, because I'm just curious now, because I found an Allen key which takes this off, let's see what happens. Let's see what friggin' happens. Not a lot. Okay, I can't remember how that goes to go. Okay, let's just leave that alone. Very quick video, just to conclude the playlist on the review for the Catalyst fermentation system. For those of you that are new and are wondering what it is or why I've just took the handle off this, Jesus Christ. CraftABrew is a company in America, and last year, 2016, they did a crowdfunding Kickstarter program, got all the money together to make the Catalyst fermentation system, which is what we have here. And here's what I think. Straight out the box, when I was unpacking it, you could tell that they put serious time and effort into making sure that every little detail was top quality, top drawer, top notch. Even down to the friggin' bung that goes in the lid for your airlock. I must have half a dozen of these lying around from when I made wine and they go in the demijohn. Everyone's got these lying around. But they didn't just buy them standard to ship out. They had their own friggin' made and branded up. And it doesn't just stop there. The mason jar, which collects the trub, that's all friggin' branded up. And you start to think, oh, I've got a product here that's had a lot of care thrown at it and a lot of detail spent on making sure everything's right. Everything up to the butterfly valve and the way it operates is right. In fact, even the butterfly valve is right. It's sort of right and it's not right. Everything that CraftABrew have designed and made on the Catalyst fermentation system is top drawer, top quality, top notch. Everything works how it's intended to work. My problem with it is how it's intended to work. And I'm really glad I took this off here. And it's a funny thing because I don't hate it. I quite like it actually. I like it because it's had the attention to detail on it and that everything works how it's meant to work. That butterfly valve is huge. It's huge. It took all that 250 grams of coconut, no problem. When I washed it out, it just went in seconds. When I run it off into the keg, I didn't get any blockages, nothing got stuck, it just handled it. It was built to handle stuff like that, and it handled it. The frame is solid. When you put it together, it's solid, it doesn't go anywhere. We put it through its paces, we pushed it around, we swung it around with just the frame, and the bloody thing didn't shift. And that's down to the little bit of detail with the rubber around the frame. That holds it snug, holds it secure. It's going nowhere. The lid's solid. It has its own gasket, which is a really good seal. It all screams good quality kit. I know this lid isn't going to leak. I don't know air's going to get in here once it's fastened on. Even down to these little things. It's just the same bit of plastic as the lid. But you know that this is going to last you a fair while because they just feel substantial. And that's pretty much the running theme that I had when using the Catalyst. And so for that, I applaud them. But here's the problem. For me, the problems arise with this way of dumping trub and running the beer off at the end of it. Because there's no way of reattaching another jar to this, opening up that butterfly valve to dump the rest of the trub without sending air rushing through your finished beer. And that's going to oxidize it. And that's where I had my biggest problem with it. And I tell you what, it was an absolute ball ache to keep taking this off, purging it with CO2 and then trying to get it screwed back on so that I kept all that CO2 in before opening it up again. That amount of faff when using a fermenter, and there's other conical fermenters out there, the fast ferment, the Fermentosaurus, dumps the trub and runs the beer off. It'd be the same on any of them. I would still have an issue with oxidization. The thing that would change all that though is if they'd put a bit of thought into what would happen with the oxygen if you changed the jar, and is there a way around it. So if they added a port to this valve, this butterfly valve, they added a port that you could connect a gas in line and then a to purge all the air out of this jar, then that would rectify that problem of oxidization. But at the end of the day, for me personally, you can't beat a flat bottomed bucket. For me, a conical is not something that I'd really want to get into. If I was using a conical fermenter, it'd be because the fermenter would be huge and I wouldn't want to be moving it around to wash it. I'd want to be able to clean it in position and have a butterfly valve on a conical that would run everything away into a drain. Or if yeast was so expensive that I would have to reuse the yeast and wash it, then I would consider using like a conical fermenter so I could collect the yeast to use it again. But let's be serious, guys. Mostly I'm using US04, US05. What's that, $2.50 a pack, £3? It's not breaking the bank. It's not, for me, it's not worth risking washing yeast, making sure everything's sanitised and reusing it, because for £3 you can just buy another packet that's fresh, sanitised inside, and away you go. All this has been designed to take the place of a auto-siphon. You can't get anything more simple than an auto-siphon. It's 2 parts, well washed, well sanitised, 2 punches, and you're running beer off the trub that's at the bottom of your bucket. But after saying all that and having my rant about conical fermenters, I have to give props to CraftABrew. They've gone out there to build a conical fermenter that's going to rival the fast ferment. And if I was going to make a choice between a fast ferment or this, I would be choosing this due to the size of that butterfly valve. And the fact that everything's quality, they just feel like they've put everything into it. I can only applaud you for that. Big thumbs up. And that's it, fellas. That is it. So as always, guys, don't forget to thumbs up the video. Don't forget to hit this little icon here, subscribe, click it, you know what's coming up next. Share the video, get out of all. To see you until next time. I'm out of here.